United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres expressed solidarity with victims of the recent disasters in Texas, Bangladesh, India, Nepal and Sierra Leone. He added that last year alone, 24.2 million people were displaced by sudden onset disasters, 3 times as many as by conflict and violence.
We continue to see climate change gather force. I want to express my solidarity with all those suffering the devastating impacts of the unprecedented events we have seen in recent weeks, from Texas to Bangladesh, India, Nepal and Sierra Leone. The United Nations stands ready to support
Florida
relief efforts.
Governor Rick Scott said on Tuesday that he had declared a state of emergency in all of Florida's 67 countries as Hurricane Irma approaches the U.S. Scott warned residents to be prepared with at least 3 days' worth of food and supplies.
It's very important that everybody in our state gets prepared. 3 days of water per person, 3 days of food per person. Make sure you have all the medicine you need. Have a radio that is hand-powered or is battery-powered. Make sure you're ready in case you lose power. We're going to do everything we can to work with our utilities to make sure we get power back on as quickly as possible, but you've got to be ready.
Brazilian and French authorities have said that they have uncovered an international corruption scheme aimed at buying votes in awarding the 2016 Olympics. This is the latest allegation to sully the legacy of Rio Games, the first Olympics in South America. The disclosures came as police in Rio de Janeiro raided the home of Brazilian Olympic Committee President Carlos Nuzman. Italy's health ministry has ordered an investigation into the death of a 4-year-old girl from malaria after checks determined she hadn't traveled to any country at risk for the disease. Italy is not known to have the kind of mosquitoes that spread malaria. The United Nations Refugee Agency has warned that a massive influx of Rohingya refugees fleeing recent violence in Myanmar has pushed aid services in Bangladesh to the brink. The establishment camps have already been stretched beyond capacity. The agency pleaded for assistance, saying it needed more land so it could set up new camps to accommodate refugees who were arriving hungry, traumatized and in need of medical assistance.
Some reported that their family members were burnt or shot or slashed to death. During their flight, many fled into the jungles or mountains, hiding and walking for days before they reach land or river and to cross the border. And some of them also told us that they've been walking for 3 days and they didn't have anything to eat. So other than the rainwater or the water on grounds.
Syrian troops and allied forces reached Deir ez-Zor on Tuesday, breaching a 3-year-old Islamic State group siege on parts of the contested city in the east of the country, close to the Iraqi border. The lifting of the siege has marked another victory for President Bashar al-Assad. Russian investigators have said that a teenager attacked a teacher and opened fire with an air gun in a classroom in Moscow suburb. The 15-year-old accused walked into a full classroom with a gun hidden under a raincoat. The teacher was hospitalized with a brain injury.